Hello, everybody. Welcome to the OAG RC. Thanks for stopping by. Another benchtop build with Craig, with some RC news and all that stuff thrown in for good measure. I'm back working on my Rising Fighter. I think that's an appropriate place for me to be working and building and chatting while we talk about some of the stuff that's going on in RC land this week. Thanks for all the encouragement and the comments in the last couple of videos that I've done. I'm glad that you're all finding this really enjoyable. I certainly am. And I'll try and make it not quite as long this week if I can do. And if I do waffle too much, I'll edit it out in post-production. So let's get stuck on with the next step of this while I chat to you guys about what's going on in the big wide world of RC. So, I talked to you last time about some RCs that I was getting on the channel, and they have finally turned up. I've got this one here, which you can't see because I've got it unboxed in there, but it's one of these mini Outbacks that's turned up. I'm looking forward to playing about with that one. And I've also picked up this one, the Enduro 24 as well, so they can go head-to-head against each other. I had a quick look at them earlier. They're very, very similar, but I don't think that necessarily matters because the idea is I'm going to use them over Christmas and we're going to have some little crawling competitions and we can pitch them against each other, so that should be pretty good fun. So they finally turned up. The Yokomo rookie that I talked about last time has not dispatched, which worries me because when things don't dispatch, you always start to think, hang on a minute, is it really going to turn up? So let's keep our fingers crossed for that, and hopefully we see that in the next couple of weeks. So that's pretty much what's all been going on the channel. I've been very, very busy at work, so I haven't had a great deal of chance to do any other RC stuff this week, which has been a bit frustrating, but sometimes life has to take over. It's that busy holiday time when there's lots of things going on, so there's been less time for RC shenanigans and the type. Right, I'm going to go and put this servo in here, which should be a real simple thing for me to do while I start to chit-chat about some of the other things that have been going on in RC news this week. So what have I noticed? The first thing I saw pop up on my various news feeds was that Team Associated have got another RC10 related product coming out. This one, I seem to remember, is another one of those trail trucky things. It's called... and I had it written down here. No, I haven't. Thought I did. There it is. RC10 Trail Truck Cattleman. I don't know what makes it a Cattleman. I'll stick a picture up on the screen so you can see what it looks like. I think it looks like another RC10. I bash Team Associated quite a bit for their RC10 stuff. I know a lot of people do as well. It just seems to have gone on for far too long now at this point, and they seem to have bled the RC10 name completely and utterly dry. So I think it's getting frustrating for a few of us who, I don't know, I'd like to see them do something different. Don't need to call everything an RC10, but maybe they do. Maybe that's how they get their money. I don't know. Seems a shame because for so long that RC10 name seemed to be it seemed to mean something, and I kind of worry that we're beyond that point now. It doesn't really mean quite the same as it used to do. However, you can't deny that sometimes they make some really good things, and those little crawlers do look quite interesting. Don't know whether I'll be picking one up, but I am sure there is space in the market for one of those if they want it to be. So that was that. We had today, because I'm doing this on a Friday, we had the announcement of the Cat 200 today by Schumacher. I don't know a great deal about that particular model. That was way after I had bailed from the land of RC for the first time. In between my downtime of being a young adult stroke late teenager. But the Cat 2000. What it says here on the notes, it's a four-wheel drive. I'll put a picture up on the screen for you so you can see what it looks like. The Cat 2000 was Schumacher's groundbreaking four-wheel drive buggy introduced in 1993. Evolving from the legendary Cat series that included the Boss Cat and Pro Cat. Carrying forward this race-winning pedigree, the Cat 2000 set a new standard in performance, innovation and handling. It brings the classic icon back to life, carefully recreated for today's vintage racing and collecting scene. A sleek composite chassis and distinctive period styling, the Cat 2000 Classic looks every bit as fast as it drives. Subtle updates improve durability, battery fitment, while keeping the authentic character that made the original such a success. Performance features include optimized four-wheel drive geometry and smooth, low-friction Pro specification shocks for maximum grip and control. And those shocks do look really nice. So if there's a picture up on the screen somewhere, you can see them. It's got the composite chassis and top deck, excellent fibre reinforced front and rear drive belts, 2-ball differentials, tough polycarbonate body shell under tray to keep the dirt out, Schumacher tyres, wheels and inserts. It accepts period NIM saddle pack batteries or modern shorty lipos. Accepts brushed or brushless motors, low friction Pro specification shocks, purple alloy motor heat sinks, single plate slipper clutch fitted as standard, and a full list of option parts available. Very cool. It is nice to see Schumacher keep doing this. So they tend to release one of their re-release buggies around this time of year. They do a really good job of sort of holding out and building up a bit of demand for it, really. And this one does look pretty cool. I won't be getting one. I didn't really enjoy my Cougar Classic build. It wasn't for me. Well, there'll be a whole bunch of people out there who will be so pleased that this has come out, and they'll be really, really looking forward to picking this up in the new year. It's going to be out in January. So if you're looking for a Schumacher, another Schumacher, this one should be on your list. Right, nice simple piece to install onto here is this one, which I think just goes across the back of there like that. I need a couple more of those nice long self-tappers. That one there and that one there. And then we can get these loaded up. So that's the Cat 2000. That's coming. That's on its way. What else did I notice the other day while I was kicking around? Phil over at Tamiya RC did a really good review a couple of weeks ago of a FTX Mk2 RS, which is a 1/10 brushless rally car. Ready to run, £279. Picture on the screen, if I've done my job correctly. This one's got an e-tronics radio system in, a brushless e-tronics motor. It has got a Hobbywing WPL10BL60 speed controller. Supports 2S and 3S lipos. It's got an e-tronics 9kg metal geared servo. That will certainly help out when you're rallying this thing around. It's got CNC aluminium hard anodized shock absorbers, a centre diff and motor mount, a front and rear suspension arm mounts, both in aluminium, aluminium servo mount, aluminium steering bar, aluminium chassis, carbon fibre servo plate, carbon fibre front and rear shock towers, 3 differential transmission with metal gears, front CVA drive shafts, rubber sealed ball bearings, protective inner chassis body, so that's one of those sort of protective things in the middle to keep all the dirt out, and a detailed semi-scale rally body with LED lights. That's a heck of a lot of kit for £279. I'm assuming you just need to put a LiPo battery and get a charger and you are off and rallying. That seems like good value for money. Go and check out Phil's video on that. I thought it was really good. He always does really great videos. I'm sure if you are a lover of the hobby, you are more than familiar of what Phil puts out over at Tamiya RC. But that particular video I thought was really, really cool. I enjoyed watching it. Right, let's get these arms on. I would love something like that, but the minute I'm not in the market for a £279 ready to run rally car. I've spent my RC tokens for the rest of the year and probably some of my RC tokens for next year as well. Okay, we've got to put these arms on next. Yep, and I need to put the upright steering things in here as well. So, Tamiya news. I thought we were done with Tamiya news items for the year. Seemingly, I was incorrect. So, Tamiya went and dropped on us. I think it was earlier in the week. I want to say it was yesterday or the day before yesterday. It's in the recent week or so. It started out with a rumour that was announced by Gavin at RC Kicks on his Facebook page. He popped up on there and said, there's some new Tamiyas coming. No date yet. And everyone got a bit confused because I don't think anyone else had seen anything. And typically this time of year, you don't see anything coming out of Tamiya because, well, everything's gearing up for the Nuremberg Toy Fair, which happens in January/February time. So it was strange to see that someone was claiming that Tamiya were readying up some sort of secret little projects. And then it went quiet for a day. And then Tamiko went and posted something up as well. And again, I couldn't find anything. There's lots of different news sites that you can go to. And a good one for me is always the Tamiya blog, which is somebody who blogs about the Tamiya releases. They must be over in Japan somewhere, and they pick it up and they do a UK page or an English language page for us all to see what's going on. And there was nothing on there either about it. So I was thinking, oh man, maybe this is just, it's just rumour. It's just the internet getting a bit carried away on something. It happens from time to time. People think the Falcon's coming back. People think the 959's around the corner. You know, you get all these rumours, and every now and then one sticks. And the bit about this that got me interested, and I'll put an image up on the screen, is one of the things that was talked about was the Mini Monte Carlo. And the Mini's recently been redone on the MB01 chassis. So there was me thinking, oh yeah, maybe there's some truth in this. Because I did think, actually, if Tamiya's going to bring back another Mini, that would be the one. That would be the one to do, wouldn't it? But the rumour said it was on the MO5 chassis. So I wasn't too sure, actually, if that was going to be right or wrong. Turns out it was right. So there was a post put up today on Facebook from Tony's Tamiya Parts, and they are a reliable source of Tamiya news because they're one of the UK stockists. And what Tony's put up on there is that, yes, the MB05, no, not the MB05, we're not there yet. The MO5 will host the Mini Monte Carlo, which I think is great because not many people like the MB01. I haven't built one yet. I do have one to build, not had a chance to build it yet. Not many people have been particularly kind about that new chassis from Tamiya, which is a shame because Tamiya probably invested an awful lot of money in that. But if you're going to do new releases, you've got to get them right, and they've got to be good, and they've not got to be full of problems. And there were quite a few issues with that chassis bowl accounts amongst both the wider community and those reviewers who saw it originally and said, hey, there's some issues. And I know my buddy Phil over at Poor Boys RC did an awful lot of work with that chassis, trying to get some of the issues out of it with shims and whatever, and it just wasn't easy. This one on the MO5, however, should be great. However, I would really have liked to have seen that Monte Carlo on the Rally chassis, the MO5 RA, and it's just on the standard MO5, which means if you want to rally it, you've got to do a bit more work to it to make it rallyable, if that's even a word that you can use. Quite like that word. So a bit of a shame, really. I've got a Mini, if I can put my hands on it quickly. Hang on, let me have a look. Here we go. I've got a Mini that I did on, shucking stuff out of the way. That's the problem. I don't have enough space in the studio anymore. I've got this here, which is my Mini there. That's on an MO5 RA chassis. That was, oh, it's really annoying. All the decals are peeling off. That was on a long wheelbase one, and I had to sort of cut it off and put it onto a short wheelbase. It's not the prettiest of things because it's not an official Tamiya body on it. It's a third-party body, and the decals aren't all that great either, unfortunately. But I use it for wrapping around and having fun with it. So does it really matter that it's not perfect? Oh, two reasons. One, you've seen my driving, yeah, and two, it's a rally car, so it's going to get bushed up a little bit, isn't it? So that's coming back from Tamiya. I really like the look of the Monte Carlo, and if that's reasonably priced, I have a sneaking suspicion that will find itself into the OAG rally fleet. Now, which way around am I putting these arms? Talking and building at the same time is not easy at all. There we go. That one in there, this one in there. Nope. Other way around, Craig, get a grip in there, and we are Great. I think, yes. That way and that way. Good, 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 good. So, we've talked about the Mini MO5. Very good. The other things that they announced, or have rumoured, is the following. The Mercedes AMG GT Evo orange painted body on our trusty friend, the TT02. The Mercedes-Benz 190E Evo 2 black and silver painted body on dun, 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 the TT02. We've got the Ford Zaxpeed Capri Turbo. Love that body set. Love it. Guess what? That's right. You got it correct. It's on the TT02. Then we've got the the M3 Sport BMW Jägermeister 1992 on the TT02. Tamiya is yet to find a way to do anything other than a TT02 for some of these chassis. I mean, it's great that they're bringing back the BMW body shells. People are going to really, really like those. It's a real shame that Tamiya don't have something new to stick those on to create a bit of buzz, a bit of excitement. I think that's a bit of a miss for me. I would like to have seen Tamiya just drop something different. I always say, you know, they've got those RS chassis. Why not, you know, use one of those and do like a special edition and get people excited about it rather than just another TT02 all the time, the same chassis. And I think people see those chassis, unfortunately, as just a shell or like a throwaway chassis to put the body shells on. And that's why they sell them, I think, is it's far better than just having a body shell sat on a dummy chassis when you can actually sit it on something that does work. But it's just disappointing for me. I'd just like to see something different there. We then got the BMW M3 GT2 2029 on a TT01 Type E. That's nice. So we've got something different going on there. We've got the Mini Cooper Rally I've just talked to you about. Then we've got the BMW 318i STW on TT01 Type E. Very cool. So we've got a couple of different chassis there. Some of the older ones are being used, which, you know, I think is pretty good. Pretty good, Tamiya. Well done for doing something slightly different. Then, and this is the stuff that really got me excited, GT Tuned Motor 2, 25 turn, Lightly Tuned Motor 2, 28 turn, Super Stock Motor VZ, 23 turn, and a LT Torque Tuned Motor 35 turn. What's an LT Torque Tuned Motor, I wonder? Those other ones do sound quite interesting. And then at the bottom of the list is Tamiya Brushless Electronic Speed Controller TBLE05 SR. And there was me the other day saying about how Tamiya have not sorted their act together with giving us another ESC. And here we are. Tamiya have put out an ESC. So I didn't know about that, didn't see that coming. But we now have confirmation that Tamiya will be back in the ESC market. However, it does specifically state on there it is a brushless ESC. I wonder if it'll have a brushed option, similar to the 02 and 04. I suppose we will have to wait and see what Tamiya do for us. Oh dear, I think I've just realised that I am a long screw short. That means I've used the wrong screw somewhere. Oh dear. It happens. It does happen. Oh, is that there? Yeah. No. No. Those two are definitely the 12 mils. And I don't have another 12 mil in here, which kind of suggests that I've used a 12 mil when I should have been using a, unless it's that one there. Yes, found it. It's like that bit in the Lego, isn't it? Where you can't find the Lego block that you need to finish whatever bit of Lego you're doing, and you swim around the bowl about 75 times, and then finally you realise it was on the desk all along next to you, or it was buried under or jammed into another piece and you just couldn't see it. Right, so there we go. Tamiya actually giving us some extra stuff. I am quite excited. Hang on a minute. I am quite excited about the news of some new motors from Tamiya. That is pretty... Hang on a minute, everybody. Something's gone wrong. There we go, that's better. I'm quite excited about the new motors. That's pretty cool. I am definitely excited about getting the Mini Monte Carlo because I like the look of it. Wish it was on the Rally chassis. I'm not particularly fussed about all those different BMWs, but there will be people out there who will see those body shells and it will remind them of models that they had when they were growing up, or models that they wanted to have when they were growing up, and they'll be pretty pleased that Tamiya are doing some of those body shells back out again. And there'll be some people out there who have got TAO2s or TAO1s that have those body shells on, that they've been looking for replacement body shells and hoping and putting their fingers together and hoping that Tamiya will give us the body shells and the decals to buy separately. However, that said, sneaky Tamiya did the Mini body shell has been released as a standalone body shell, which is great. Well done, Tamiya. Doesn't come with the decals. Got to buy the decals separately. So that body shell for the decals and for the body is like nearly 50 quid. And the actual Mini itself is 125. So you can almost buy, I mean, that's not almost buy the whole model for the same price, but I thought that was quite a differential in price. And hopefully they don't do the same with the BMW models and be like, oh, here's the body shell and the decals, but it's going to cost you 60 quid or 50 quid for that if you want to get it. Right, look at this. We are getting somewhere. We've got front arms on. There we go. Look at that. Hey, all very good. See, I can do two things at once. Everyone says that I can't multitask, but I clearly can multitask. So I did not expect there to be any new Tamiya releases coming this side of Christmas, or anything announced, that's for certain. So I am pleasantly surprised. No buggies, no mention of anything to celebrate. What is it going to be? 50 years of Tamiya RC, or Tamiya RC cars, or you know, it's been 50 years of the tanks, but I think everyone sees Tamiya RC as starting with the cars and stuff. So yeah, there's nothing on there for that, unfortunately, yet, but there is some new Tamiya items coming soon. What RC YouTube stuff wise, I've not really had a chance to watch too much, actually. I've been really bad of me because I've been so busy at work. But I did catch Mark Bryan did a good video today. Mark did a crawler video with some of those mini crawlers. He's got some FMS crawlers, the yellow ones with the Land Rover Discovery, and that was a good video. Built a little crawler course in his back garden and was going on that. It was good. It was good to see Bang for Your Buck RC, Robbie over there posted a video up the other day. Not seen anything from him for a while. So Robbie, if you're watching, hey bud, nice to see you again. So yeah, not a lot else I've watched, unfortunately, because I've just been so blooming busy. So all of you YouTubers out there that I've not commented on your videos or not watched them, I apologise. And I will try and catch up a little bit over the weekend. Right, next thing I've got to do on this is make some friction shocks. I'm not going to bore you all by making friction shocks while I'm chatting to you, because that would just be dull, wouldn't it? And I'm going to attach those to the front end. This is taking shape quite nicely. I might get ahead on this a little bit over the weekend, so we can start to do something different. I did put a little poll up for the members and said, what do you want to see me build next? Because obviously I'm building this because I can build and chat with this. It's kind of a bit easy, so I can do the two things at once, and I'm not filming this to say, oh, you know, here's a Rising Fighter and this is how you build it up. But I have got two pretty interesting builds to do next on the channel. One of which is the TAO1/02 Chevrolet S10 truck, stadium truck that I got. And I did an unboxing of that a couple of months back. And I'll put a picture up of the box art on the screen somewhere so you guys can see it. And I'm quite excited about that one because it looks really, really nice. And I found out they're quite rare now. And I'm quite excited to be building that up because I really like the look of it. And that sparked my fascination for another stadium truck. So I picked up the XV01T, and then all the way from Tamiya Spares the other day, I managed to get hold of these, which are the CVA mini shock units. I've got 2 of those, and those are the ones that go onto the XV01T that was missing on the model that I bought because someone had obviously used them or they were bust in some way. So I've now got some of those, so we can finish that, which is cool. So I've got 2 sets of those, and I also, within this little bag here, if I can find them to show you, I also got the ball joints that I need to carry on with the Raider project as well. So those are what's going to hold the shocks onto the Raider. So I've finally got hold of those, which is great as well. All this stuff just takes time and effort. You've got to find all these parts when you're restoring cars. What I haven't found yet is any arms for the Falcon. So you guys saw me making an absolute hash of that last time, or in the first one of these I did. I've not got that fixed yet, so apologies. There were some arms that came up the other day, but I didn't like the look of them. So we wait on for arms for the Falcon. I've got a horrible feeling that's going to be quite a wait. There is a couple of people who have said to me that they could 3D print me some. So hopefully maybe someone will reach out and say, hey, look, we can do you a new set of arms for that. And we can get that going again. So I'm going to build one of those 2 trucks up next. At the minute, the guys said that they want a TA01. So that's probably what we're going to end up with. But I'll leave it a little while before I make the final decision. Because I'm going to be playing around with some crawlers. I can't wait to get those and do a little video. Right, that sounds like it's that for me for now. Podcast will be coming up in the next week or 2. The guys have said if I give them a bit of notice, we can sort it all out. So we'll get that in before Christmas. So you have another podcast to listen to of us chatting all things Tamiya. Until then, thanks for watching. I'll see you all soon. Goodbye for now.